Okay, so we're going to go through frequency distributions and making some charts using SPSS. Let me go ahead and share my screen and jump into it. So I'm using the Stats Lab subset. This is based off of the General Social Survey, which you can download for free if you need it, but this is the one that we're using for class. So essentially, a frequency distribution is just a way of very quickly looking at how all of the different categories in a variable break down in terms of the number of people that fall into each category. We're doing social science, or the percentage. So the example that we're going to do very quickly is using the degree variable, which is variable number 6 here in my data set. You can see it in the data view right here. So you can see there's all these different categories, 0 through 4. Well, what do those mean? If you click on values in SPSS, you can see we've got a little code book here. 0 is less than high school, all the way up to a code of 4, which means graduate. So how do you perform the actual frequency table? Pretty easy. So just a couple of steps. We're going to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequencies. That easy, right? Click on that, and it gives you the option for or a dialog box. So you're going to right click on your list, display variable names, just makes it way easier so that we're looking at the names. Remember, we don't necessarily need the labels, we just need the names. So I'm going to find the degree variable. Now, it's pretty easy. I can see it's right here. It's the 6th variable. If you had a big list of variables, you can just type in DE and it goes right to it. There you go. You can either drag it over or pop it over with the arrow, whichever one you want. And then we're going to just hit OK. And it makes a frequency table. That's really easy. So here, let's go ahead and just take a look at the output, make sense of it. So we see that we have, for example, of the 2,370 people in our data or in our sample, 150 of them have less than a high school degree, which comes out to 6.3%. Now, this percent and valid percent, it's the percent valid is when you delete all of the missing. I don't have any missing, so that's why the percent and the valid match up. Sometimes when you work with this, if you have any missing data, you want to look at the valid percent and not the percent. And then the cumulative percent is just the addition. So less than high school is 6.3. You add high school is another 44.9%. 6.3 plus 44.9 is 51.2. Now, why do we have a cumulative percent? Because it makes it very easy to go up and down the table. So for example, if I wanted to say what percentage of people have an associate's degree or less, the answer is 60%. Why? Because it's adding less than high school, and associates, binning them all together. So I can see that 60.7% have a high school degree. Well, what percent or have an associate or less? Well, what percentage have a bachelor's or more? It's going to be the inverse of 60.7, which is if you take 100 minus 60.7, that's 39.3. There you go. So cumulative percentage allows you to just do some very quick math to be able to work it out. Okay, so that was easy enough. Let's say we wanted to do some graphs. So let's go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Frequencies. And there are a few different ways of doing graphs in SPSS. This is just a way that if you're already running a frequency, you can add this, add it on. So I'm going to move degree over here, and let's take a look at another variable. So let's go ahead and use the happy variable. There we go. Move that over. And instead of just hitting OK, I'm going to click on this little button over here that says Charts. And it gives me some options. I can do a bar chart, a pie chart, or a histogram. Let's start with the pie chart and hit continue and OK. Let's see what happens. And we get, first off, we see we have a table here, frequency distribution. 29% of people are very happy, 60% are pretty happy, and 11% are not too happy. There you go. And then it's visually represented here in the pie chart. So it's really easy in SPSS to produce these. If I wanted to do a bar chart instead, I can go Analyze, Descriptive Statistic, Frequencies. And under Charts, I choose bar chart instead of pie chart, continue and OK. And it provides the same data to me, except this time in a bar chart. If you want to look at other graphs, you can mess around with the tab here in Graphs. And there's lots of different ones that you can look at. So you got box plots, line graphs, scatter, histograms. So lots of different things that you can use when it comes to figuring out how these work. So for example, I could go to a, let's see, where was it? Pie chart. There we go. Where I can, figure out values of individual cases, summaries of group cases, and then I can just kick it in, right? So pick whatever variable I want and kick it in. And it just produces the same thing that you have here. Okay, that's all I have. It's actually pretty simple to be able to run a frequency in SPSS. Okay.